Star Wars Hunters currently has around 8 maps in the game for various different modes, and at the moment they're only inspired by the original trilogy with Tatooine, Endor and half a map with Hoth. We do know of a control map for Hoth as well, which I feel like will be coming to the game at launch, which hopefully is later this year. But there are so many other planets and locations within Star Wars that could easily become maps in this game. So in today's video I'll be going over 10 maps that I'd like to see come to Star Wars Hunters. Now before I do get into the maps, make sure you are subscribed to the channel with the notification bell turned on to never miss a piece of Star Wars Hunters news. Now for the maps, which I have one map for each of the 9 episodic films plus one from a TV show. Now it is worth adding that there could be so many more from all of these films and beyond, so I'm not purposely missing things out here, I'm just choosing a map from each film that I think is personally going to be the best. So from the Phantom Menace I'd love to see a Naboo map, and more specifically Theed. Obviously it could be used in many different ways, like the throne room being a control map, or it could be a little bit like Battlefront 2 where you have to escort an MTT, perhaps from the Naboo plains, and then the second half of the map is the actual Theed city or something along those lines. From Attack of the Clones I'd love to see Kamino, but I personally think Geonosis would work better as a map for Hunters, so having a Tripper Hive map like Battlefront 2 would be really cool. In the background you could then also have a lot of battle noises from the Battle of Geonosis to really put the Hunters in the midst of that battlefield. For Revenge of the Sith, I'd love to have the Mustafar refinery. I feel like you could have a lot of fun with the lava flows and spewing pits of lava and all the rest of it, and I think it would also just be an incredibly unique environment in the game compared to anything else. For A New Hope we already have Tatooine stuff, which to be fair is mostly Mos Espa, so Mos Eisley is definitely free for use, but I'd love to actually see Yavin 4 instead. That either takes place in and around the Great Temple or in the jungle with the ruins nearby, a bit like the start of the Battlefront 2 map. For Empire Strikes Back we currently have half an escort map for Hoth, but like I said we know of another Hoth map to come at some point, so instead of seeing Hoth again I'd love to see a Bespin Cloud City map. Something actually outside and in the city like Battlefront 2015 would be perfect, and you could then have different times of day, as what we typically see as Bespin is usually during the evening where it's very orange, but then Bespin during the day is also very bright and white, so I feel like it would feel incredibly different in a game. As for Return of the Jedi, I decided to go for the Dagobah Swamp map. Hunters already has 3 maps for Endor, albeit 2 of those are half maps, but the presence of that planet and Tatooine are prominent in the game already, so it makes sense to have Dagobah since that's the only other planet, and I think it would be weird having the Death Star personally. And Dagobah is a very unique planet, so I really hope to see a map from it someday in the game. For The Force Awakens, I'd like to see Takodana. In general, it would be a pretty cool map, but I think it would be amazing to have Maz's castle in the background, so it could be as if she actually sponsors the arena for this map. And at the start of each game on that map, you could have an advert spewing over the announcer comms at the start for Maz's castle and how people should go there. It would of course be another jungle planet like Endor, but I think it could utilise the lakes really well, and having Maz's castle in the background, like I said, would be really interesting. For The Last Jedi, I really want to see Canto Bight. Crate of course would be a great shout as well, but Canto Bight is a really unique city, and with it being in Star Wars Outlaws as well, I think it would be the perfect place to add in the game. For The Rise of Skywalker, I would personally love to see Kijimi, as I think it's the most unique planet of them all in that film. Exegol is of course very unique, but at the time of Hunters taking place, no one would actually know Exegol exists, so I don't really think we can get away with having it in the game. Kijimi also has super unique cities, and it's also going to be in Star Wars Outlaws like Canto Bight, so it's just one of those planets that I'm definitely on a bit of a hype train for. Now the final map that I'd love to see in this game comes from The Mandalorian, and that is Nevarro. Nevarro is the main planet in The Mandalorian and has changed quite a lot over the last 3 seasons, so depending on whereabouts Hunters actually fits in the timeline, you could have quite a bit of variety when playing around with this map. So guys, they are the 10 maps that I would like to see in Star Wars Hunters. Obviously there are a lot more to come. Obviously there are so many more that I'd love to see in this game, which I'll no doubt go over at some point in future content. Let me know what maps you would like to see in Star Wars Hunters in the comments below, and make sure you have subscribed to the channel. That is it from me today though. Thank you all very much for watching, and may the Force be with you always.